it it has some structure. And usually I do it every morning.
Okay.
So during the day I'm trying to keep in mind the real self and perception of everything around, that it's secondary. But during the night I just sleep in, and in the morning I still see that the main pattern in the thoughts, it's still directed to the business or to some desires, and only after I try into my day from the your talk, and after that it again became structured.
Right, right. You see that that is why these lessons are important, that we go deeper and remove all the confusions. Now compare going to the restroom, there is no doer and enjoyer.
It's
That
true.
it's true. So now see that uh, I'm aware. Mind says do this. So I think that let me do it for existence. I want to remove the very doership. So I think, okay, let me do it for existence and let me do it. I'm thinking about business, think about it, but check. Attachment is there, remove it. Doership is there, remove it. Do the action. You see, that's why we are becoming clearer and clearer. And this is a great thing. Not many people become aware that this is the confusion we have, as you just explained. Not millions, one in millions become aware that, okay, so that process is going on in your mind. Just think of it. Just think. Am I confused? Remove the confusion. Where is the confusion? Now you have already understood there is a yajna. You can say it's a cycle that is continuing. You wake up in the morning, mind says you are the doer, you are the spender of the money on the vacation, and just remove that. Remove that, remove that. On one side attachment, other side doership. And Taurus, you will find such a joy within that everything is happening. So that is why our Master Krishna talks in detail about this yajna, this cycle. So he says, if you don't follow this cycle, what is important? You have to follow the cycle. You have not to follow the ignorance that I am the doer and enjoyer. Now, what is the conclusion? Conclusion is that you have a thoughts of business. Think of it. Plan it. Organize it. Remove all the confusion about the business. When you remove all the confusion about the business will flourish. But now you have an attachment on one side and you have the doer on one side. So that brings the confusion. We are doing the same thing outside. But internally, now we are a part of this cosmic, you can say cosmic cycle. Now see what happens in that cosmic cycle. So attachment is due to desire. So what Krishna is saying, desirelessness in the head. Why? You drop the doership and enjoyership. That is why you are doing the same thing outside. Do you see that? Desire, then I become the doer and the enjoyer. Now what is happening? Now I'm doing it for existence. I'm thinking in that way. My thinking creates a doer. I will take up that issue in detail later. There is no doership. Once we understand what is this I, real I and the false I. But here, now see desire. The moment I have a desire, I become alert because desire is always seeking something from outside. Why? For happiness and peace. So now I drop this. On one side, I drop the attachment. So what happens? The desire goes to the cycle of yajna. I'm doing it. You have to think of it. Never ever believe, no, if I should stop thinking about business, I will get enlightenment and then I will come back. The moment you see that you will come back, you already have a desire deep in the mind. Do you see? You already have. So now see that another part, doership is action. So actionlessness. The desire prompts me to act, to become a doer. Now I see that action I cannot do, I don't have a role. There are many factors involved, including Prakriti, including three gunas, including my eyes, my sense organ, my mind, my body. Oh, so what is my role? No role. But I have to act. So Master says, go to Nitya Karma. Nitya Karma includes business. Nitya Karma includes family activities. Nitya Karma includes personal life. I should do it. But now I am not a doer and still I am doing. I am eating the food, I am not digesting it. Digestion takes place by itself. No, you cannot say that, now I have taken food and don't disturb me, I am going to digest the food. The food is getting digested by its own. So first part, action, doing it, no attachment, no doership, and then I am a part of this entire universe and the cosmos. Removal of ignorance. Removal of ignorance is the key to purify the mind. So I want to enter into that state that goes beyond the cause and effect relationship. You have come on vacation, yes, desire is there, so okay, now desire, if it is breathing deep inside the mind, so now I made both of them happy, so they should also make me happy. No. Answer is no. Why? Why they should make me happy? Let me be happy with myself. So you see, it demands lot of contemplation and reflection in your head. And when you contemplate and reflect, there is a clarity. When there is a clarity, did I talk about what do you mean by viveka and clarity? Viveka brings clarity. Clarity is understanding. Now see, what is understanding? Have you ever thought of it? Understanding and a clarity. Now see the clarity. That is neighbor's house, this is my house. Is there a clarity? But what is that process of clarity? I classified. That is neighbor's first object. This is my house. Classifying, separating. I separated.
But it should be classified according to the structure of Eastern wisdom.
Yes. Yes.
Central point is real self, Satchitanand, and any situation or any perception have to be classified according
to the East. Now you see that I have classified. Here is a real self. Here is a not real self. Ignorance is not there now. Doership and part of the existence. What a beauty. I classify. I did not stop doing business. I did not stop doing the Nitya Karma. Classified. So I removed the ignorance inside. That is the beauty. So before I act, classification is there, and when the classification is there, there is a clarity, there is an understanding. Let me do all the karma. Finished. Now see, the real self is first, but I don't know real self at the time of the birth. I don't know when I will be born, when I will die. So from the real self, I come as a physical, mental being. But I don't know the real self. By default, like animals, I start my life as a doer and enjoyer. My mother gave me the milk and I am happy. My mother forget to give me the milk. I am unhappy. I start crying. So that is how the doership starts. And then it is strengthened. Then it becomes ignorance. So now what we are doing? Oh, we have understood the entire process of this life. So is there a possibility to separate self? Selfish action means doer and the enjoyer, and the selfless action without doer and the enjoyer. Yes, it is possible. It is possible. I have already grown and I have seen that life. I became the doer and then enjoyer and the doer and the enjoyer. Then I suffered. Now I have already understood. So what I'm doing, I'm removing the idea, the thought and understanding that I am the doer for this. The moment I remove the doer, there is a selfless action starts. Yajna, I am participating in that cosmic cycle. I was looking at Discovery Channel, I remember now, last year, and they were, it was in Savannah, somewhere in Africa. So there you have hundreds of different animal species live there. And they were explaining that at least for 5-6 months, when there is a hot summer, all the plants dries up, the river dries up, and it becomes difficult for the animals to survive. And once the rain starts, river is full, because without water we cannot exist. And when you have a water, you have different animal species in the river and all around the forest. They provide the food as a food chain to other animals. How our masters have thought of it, that rain is a symbol of exchange unselfishly. So I had a deeper understanding of this, why Krishna says that rain pours and the rain becomes the food, creates the food, and food goes to the beings, and the rain is doing it unselfishly. So the selfless action sets the journey of the life consciously, and freedom comes. So that is why that symbol is there. Yes, now think of it, contemplate. So that is what the next verse talks about. Yatu atma rati aiv syatah atma traptah cha manava atmani aiv cha santushta tasya karyam na vidyate. think of it. When you will be totally free from all actions. Think of it. When? When you are totally free from the doership and enjoyership. Think of it. Think of it. I have already given an indirect answer, and the answer lies in, you already remember and you are clear about it. Tripti, Tushti, Rati. Rati, Tripti, and Tushti. Your mind changes the direction of Rati, that you want to enjoy the physical pleasure from outside with an object, to self-rati. There is no doership. This is what Krishna says. Self-rati, self-tripti, self-tushti. One word, self-satisfaction. I am satisfied with my real self, which is within me. So when I am satisfied with me, here and now, neither attachment forces me to act, nor the doership is there. I am already satisfied with myself. So does it mean that I should stop doing the action? No. I'm satisfied with myself. I have no attachment, but I have to do the nitya karma. Look at it. Look at it. Did you get it? This is one of the most precious verse. Advice Krishna gives. Who is exempted from this cycle, yajna cycle? Who is self-satisfied? My son asked me that we will go to that restaurant. I became simply a silent spectator inside. But outside I said, yes, let us go. Can I drive your car? Yes, you can drive my car. Attachment.
But
no attachment. So, yes.
But in restaurant you feed your body.
I said I'm eating, I'm not eating, I'm making Krishna eat deep inside my heart.
But when I see something that product of sin, it's God. Because I have instrument, but product of here it's God. Product of digest, it's also God.
Yes.
So I feed in the God.
I am feeding the God. And so self-rati now, the self-tripti in relation to eating, self-tripti, it has come. So he has gone to 5 or 6 restaurants during this 5-day visit. And I said, I'm okay. Papa, yes, I said, I'm okay. What happened? By my action, they were happy. They were happy. I dropped the preferences, so I dropped the attachment. I dropped the doership, and I remain as it is. They enjoyed. Let them enjoy. That food or this food is very good. I said, yes, you are right. But I offered everything mentally, emotionally to the Krishna or to my Gurudev. So self-rati is done. Self-rati is done. Then comes this, self-tripti is done. Then comes the self-rati, enjoying the physical pleasure. In that food also there is a sensual pleasure. So you are simply aware of that, and that is also done. And then comes the accumulation of possessions and the wealth. That is what is known as self-tushti. tushti. So I am self-satisfied. I am self-satisfied. It does not mean that I should not earn, I should not work. I should not work. Let me work. So when I work, I will definitely get a reward in terms of wealth, in terms of recognition, but I am not the doer for recognition. I am not the doer for accumulation of the wealth. It happens inside. So if you are into that state, you are exempted from doing yajna. Why? There is no doer, there is no enjoyer, there is no attachment. Beautiful, one of the beautiful words. Now you, in the beginning, you stated, I still think of the business. Why not? Think of it. Think, plan, organize, minus doership, minus attachment, self-satisfied.
So the correct position is that Prakriti manifested through my body with all vasanas and seeds inside me, and I just channelize it, and because intellect I'm trying to do the best.
Yes, and even body is a part of Prakriti. Mind is part of Prakriti.
Any action is part of Prakriti, yeah.
Any action is a part of Prakriti. So I'm it is only an awareness. I'm removing the ignorance from the mind that I'm the doer, I'm the enjoyer, and if I am not attached, then I will not survive. Not, this is wrong notion, this is wrong idea. You see, this is a wrong idea. So people take it in a different way. So should I throw all the money out? I said, who says it? Who says it? Does the Prakriti accumulate the water at the top of the mountain? No. That Prakriti follows its intelligence from the real self. From the real self. So why shouldn't I follow that? See that? See the clarity. Atma Rati. Atma means real self. Self-pleasure. Self-pleasure does not mean lesbian and gay, etc., etc. So we should not distort that meaning. Atmarati, real self. Sometimes many people say, oh, do you mean that? No, I don't mean that. Self-rati, self-trapti, self-tushti. What is this? 100% contentment. What do you mean by 100% contentment? In relationship to the doer and enjoyer, I become the doer because I don't have a total contentment inside. I act only because I'm not happy. Whether I'm not happy with the wealth, whether I'm not happy with the physical pleasure, whether I'm not happy with the food. You wake up in the morning, check, am I happy with myself? Then the Kate says we will go to this beach. Yes, we will go. Definitely, you are right. I was also thinking about it. So you participate. Now you are simply participating. Action, doership is not there. You don't cause the wind to flow to you, it is happening. That is the way. Once that head is clear, you have understood that part. Now Krishna creates a question and answers that not only who is exempted, but why he is exempted. Simple answer, conclusion is that I'm contented with myself. So I'm not the doer, I'm not attached. And I know that no object here to be gained for me, to be attained for me in the world outside for my permanent happiness and peace. It is already within me. So I have a clarity, separated. I separated. Action, no way. Work, yes. Doership, no. Separated. Working all the time. I should never retire. Have you seen those great masters? They never retire. They are doing. My master was teaching, and gone. For us, he is gone physically, but he is here. So we live into that state of highest consciousness. So he says that why he is exempted, because internally he is a monk. He has become a monk. He has become sannyasi. Internally you are a great sannyasi. Same answer. Self rati, self trapti, self tushti. Self tushti. Look at it. And the son was saying, can I drive you, daughter-in-law, can I drive your car? I said, yes, this is your car. But if you have some reservation, you will not allow. So they drove entire 5 days. Finished. Leave this attachment. Whether you have BMW or Mercedes or a used car, doesn't matter. We must work. What karma? We must do karma. Karma yoga. Again he is repeating. Never leave. So when you told me that my thoughts went to do the business, do it. You have to work. Why you are thinking that no, I should not do the business? Why? Why should not I go to vacation? Why you are thinking that way? The moment you think that I should not go, you are a doer. You are going, you are still a doer. I have to get rid of that. You see, you wake up in the morning, doer is not there, attachment is not there, you are a part of the Prakriti and you are working karma yoga. Karma yoga. So in the next verse, that is another, he stresses that's really beautiful. So I have to think in this way. What is the way? That karma is here, doer is not there, attachment is not there, I have to do karma. Karma yoga is done. Do it. Without doing, I cannot live. We have already understood. Life is action, action is life. We have already understood that action is prompted by the 3 gunas. It is a part of Prakriti. So where is the problem? Where is the problem? Because problem comes because of my ignorance, my confusion and conflict in the mind. Remove that conflict. Continue working. Therefore, without attachment, perform every work without being a doer. No, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it for the sake of the world. So this master uses, every master uses that word, and that is something beautiful. He says, Tasmat asaktah satatam. You see that when we do not understand, we do not learn in the tradition of master and disciple tradition, then we confuse it. So he is using, say, Tasmat asaktah satatam karyam. So he says satatam. Satatam means I have to continue working, following the yajna. That cycle, for the sake of preserving that cycle, supporting that cycle, I have to work. First thing. without attachment, without doership. Karma samacharaha. Asakta hi acharan karmaha param apnoti purushaha. It is such a beautiful verse. So this verse says, when I am working like this, I reach to the highest. Then one day I discover that everything is happening, done by the real self through the Prakriti. And I reach to that state of, highest state of consciousness. So he again stresses asakta, unattached. Karma, I have to continue doing work. Continuity of working, continue to live in detachment, then doing the work. So what happens? The mind expands. Now I see I have not a little family in 2,000 square feet or 5,000 square feet of house or 10,000 square feet of mansion. That wisdom, that mind expands. When the mind expands, the ignorance has to go. Why? We do it because we are asking the mind, you have to realize the real self, which is independent, which is all pervading, which is permanent happiness. And I am seeking that permanent happiness by doership, which is not possible, by attachment, which is not possible. So by the yajna, the cycle I follow. What a beauty. Example set by the great people and the masters. Another verse, then he proves. Krishna does not go like any, he doesn't say that you have to follow me blindly. He says understand it. So he says, have you heard about Janaka? Janaka was born much before Krishna. So Krishna gives the example of Janaka. Janaka was a great king. He has to punish the people who did not follow the law. He has to collect the revenue to run the kingdom. He has to do all the activities. He was CEO, or you can say, or he was the president of that, or a king of that country. So Krishna gives that example. It was even by the works that Janaka and the many other masters followed this tradition that led them to perfection. What is yajna? Why we have to perform the karma? To hold the entire cycle together. The way the rain holds everything together. So I become a perfect instrument of the Prakriti. I become perfect instrument in the part of the Prakriti. I am simply participating. What is going to happen if you are doing it regularly with that attitude? The time comes, awakening takes place in a flash. What it means? You wake up in the morning, mind says, what I have to do? Nothing. Nothing means no attachment, no doership. Now you are going to the restroom, you are going to work, doing the business, but internally that doership is not there. You feel the sense of the freedom. It comes in a flash. You can also think of it in a game of football or cricket or any sport. There is one guy who remains neutral. You say referee or umpire, but he is totally active in that game. He's 100% active in that game. He is aware of all the 20 or 22 players in that sport and game. See that? He is always active. If he is not active, the game is not there. Game is not there. Look at it, think of it. The plant, you sow the seed and it grows into a sapling, then it becomes a tree. But there is no doership in that tree. There is no doership. So that is why this Prakriti have to be understood clearly, and that is how we have to perform our action. I remember one incident happened with my Gurudev. One monk came and he started abusing. And Master, my Gurudev said, yes, you are right, you are right, you are right. And he left because I was quite angry that why he is abusing. So my master warned me not to touch him. He said, he might be frustrated, that's why he abused it. So after all, he released his anger. So I have to do nothing. So allow him to release the anger. Sometime we have to do with our honey also and with our kids also. So it depends. It depends on the situation and the conditions. How we have to follow. Why? Why? Now we are a seeker. We have to have a role model for the people outside, in the family, in the society. Role model. So what is the role model? Self-rati, self-trapti, self-tushti, where I'm doing the same everything as it is, but internally I'm happy, internally I'm role model for the society. You see that I can tell you, maybe your current president is some kind of an actor or...
Yeah, he is actor.
He is actor and he became a politician. Role model. Think of it.
Yeah.
Role model. Because of the role model, he became popular and he is switched on. What he is doing, good or bad, that's a secondary thing. Ronald Reagan was one of the best actors of the Hollywood. Became politician. See that. Look at those. That is happening by Prakriti. Prakriti gave them the thought. Do you see that? The same thing happens. But if I don't follow that, if I don't follow, one day we suffer like Bill Gates. See that? He was a role model, but he did not follow the cycle. He has to suffer. That is 100% clear.
Yeah, he was attached to the desire.
He was attached. See, he was attached to another woman. That's why he was thinking that, I lived loveless life. He did not go inside. No self-rati. You see that? Self-rati, self-tushti and self. Even he's so genius a guy, but unless I get these type of thoughts and thinking, I cannot liberate myself. I may be very genius and intellectual in a particular field outside in the world, but if I don't get these principles of Eastern wisdom, no chance. No chance. That is why, we say master and a disciple tradition. So I covered that celebrity part. So what happens? It does not mean that I will one day become celebrity. Then I am a doer. I am doing with an intention, with an attachment, with a doership. No. You continue your journey as a part of the entire universe. Follow the cycle. Work hard as much as possible. Because there is no doer, so there will not be fatigue and tiredness. There is no doer and there is no attachment. When you are not a doer, there is no likes and dislikes, but still you are working. So that makes you a celebrity, for example. But out of that, maybe your current president devoted himself, he gave 100% to his acting. And ultimately, he became a celebrity. And from the celebrity, he switched on. That happens. You can find out anywhere and everywhere in this world, in every field. That is natural happening. They never thought that I will become like this, but they have. We have hundreds of examples because a sense of doership is gone, the sense of attachment is gone. Even after having $127 billion, that sense of attachment is not gone. What a great guy you are. You have everything. You can go anywhere. You can settle anywhere. You can buy an island anywhere. I'm not realizing this. And when I'm not realizing, I'm just, want a physical pleasure. Physical pleasure means the body, and body means the flesh. Flesh means flesh, bones, and tissues, in which I'm still seeking the pleasure, and I differentiate from the outer level one woman with other. Am I really a genius? So that is what the masters of Eastern wisdom points out. Think of it. Think. Now another part comes. Krishna teaches, you see me, I need not to work. If you take Krishna as a God, supreme God, I need not to work. I have nothing to do in this world, but still I am very active. I'm guiding you, I'm taking care of others. I follow the same cycle when I have reincarnated as a human being. I will continue to do it. Look at me. That is what the Krishna says. Krishna gives his example. Look at it. Yes, there are some exceptions that we should also understand. First thing he wants again, that it means if I am doing the karma, then you should never stop doing karma. I need not to gain anything. I have everything. I am representing the real self. I am representing the supreme consciousness, and still I am doing all the work. So never stop doing karma. That needs to be very clearly understood. This cycle must continue. That is why Krishna says, I am doing these karma. If I stop doing karma, means what? I am still the doer in a tamasic manner. Letharginess, laziness. And if I am the head of the family, that will set an example to my children, my friends and relatives. Never set a wrong example. You may talk about your business to your daughter and to Kate also. Just, this is what I do. I have to do it. I have to work. That is my mission. I cannot leave the work. I am focused on the business. Why? Let me set an example. But in peace, free from attachment, free from being the doer. The honey will say, okay, you are doing so much focused and you spend so much of time. What you have done for me? Did you buy a mansion for me? I did not do business for buying a mansion. I should be very clear, because people challenge your ego, and ego makes you the doer. So you fall back. Never do this. Never do this. I was challenged by my son and my daughter in the beginning, but now they understand. Now, see what happens. I have already covered that. If we don't follow that cycle and I'm not doing the karma, what is going to happen? I'm destroying that. I'm breaking that cycle. So, first impact will be on me, second will be in my family, third in the society. I told you before, there were, these Americans are really crazy in doing the things in a logical fashion. So 20, 30 years of in America, they analyzed 100 people who won the lottery, and every lottery has about more than $100 million, and out of which 80 people became poorer, more poor. They lost everything, and they are virtually on the streets of California. I broke the cycle. I simply broke the cycle. Simple answer. I broke the cycle. If I break the cycle, I have no option. I break the cycle by being attached, by being the doer and enjoyer. Secondary thing is that I go to gambling and I have a partnership with those people who claim that we will double the money. Sometimes we fall into those scams. I had to pay $1,000 to my younger brother who lives in India. He was caught in a scam. So if you pay $100, it will double, and then you have already won. Pay another $100. So I normally deposit some money in his account, and he spent all the. I break the cycle. I should never break this cycle. So that keeps you in the happiness. Now see that again Krishna says in the 25th verse, Saktah karmani avidvansa yatha kurvanti bharata kuryat vidvan tatha asakta chikirshu loka sangraham. So my way of doing karma is holding the world together. I'm an insignificant participant, but still I become significant because I'm a part of the entire Prakriti. But I become totally insignificant if I become the doer and the enjoyer. Why? I feel I'm separate, but I'm not. I feel separate because I have an ego. I feel that I'm separate from the Prakriti. I'm not. I can never be. That makes me selfish. That builds the ego. Ego causes the worry. I have a limited consciousness. So again he is specifically saying, internally, then I start realizing that I'm holding the entire Prakriti together by serving my daughter, by serving my honey, serving my employees, serving the business. I'm holding them all together. What a beautiful, the attitude of a non-seeker. Same thing, two things. Attachment means desire. Desire means seeking something from the world outside to be happy. That makes me the doer. It creates a cycle. So it creates a Rajasic cycle, it creates a Tamasic cycle, and I destroy myself like this. but attitude of a seeker is totally different. Now, yes, I can tell you now, it's not a you are a seeker. The art of Master Krishna wants now that now you are a seeker or you are a teacher in this field, teacher of Eastern wisdom. Now you have understood that the seeker acts without attachment, non-seeker acts with attachment and being the doer. Very clear. Very clear. So now what the Krishna is saying is another interesting part is. He says, as a seeker, as a teacher, we should not create a division in the minds of non-seekers. You are a doer and enjoyer, that's why you are suffering. No. Unless they become a seeker, then only we have to guide this. Otherwise, what will happen? Their mind will return back. They will stop doing the work. That is what, a trace of impressions that you expressed in the beginning. That again my mind goes to the business. Yes, I have to do it. You see, but for a non-seeker, it becomes an issue. Many people say it means, sir, it is not possible to do business when we are a seeker. So I have separated myself. One part is a businessman where I grab lot of money from the people, and the one part is a seeker. You are not a seeker then. Who says that don't do the business? So what the master is saying, don't unsettle the non-seeker. If the person is non-seeker, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Keep it as a secret. It may be your honey. It may be your daughter. So don't start preaching them. Because if you start preaching them, you are a doer and enjoyer and you are so much attached. So after a few weeks and daughter will come, now I am totally detached. How come? I am not doing anything. I am not doing anything. That is why we say it has to be kept secret. It has only to be told to the real seeker. You simply question why you are doing this. But don't tell that you stop being the doer and enjoyer. Because their doership and enjoyership is totally full of attachment. And their mind only knows, I have to do this as a doer to enjoy, to be happy outside. Krishna says, never teach. Never. But set an example. Look at it. You see that you go on, okay, no, don't start teaching your Kate and your daughter, no, what is in a vacation? No. You have the resources. Go for it. You see, I'm making the things clear. No, I should go for it. I already gave an example. My son said, no, we will go there. Yes, we will go there. Where is the problem? I found out the time and yes. I said, 3 hours it will take, so I rescheduled some couple of the sessions. I said, no, we will do it. Not a big deal. So you reschedule your business and come here. Enjoy that. Then the master says the only way to educate others is to set an example of your life. You're simply, you did not go for vacation anytime. No, I think I'm okay. Do you want to go? Yes, take it. Set an example. But I'm happy with myself. I enjoy vacation. I enjoy being meditative. So you are sowing some seed in them. I get more joy in meditating. How come? That is what I feel. Look at it. Then another, now we have again a clear understanding. He repeats it, but in a different manner. Prakrate kriyamanani. Yes, all the actions we are know are done by the three gunas. You wake up in the morning, done by the three gunas. You are eating, three gunas. Vacation, three gunas. Business, three gunas. So when I keep my mind on the knowledge of this principle, there is no doership, there is no attachment. There is no doership, there is no attachment. Yes, I can bring out something. It is the ahankara vimudha atma karta. Those who are too much egoistic, foolish, living in ignorance, accept that I am the doer and the enjoyer. So now he is little bit tough. Ahankara vimudha atma karta aham iti manyate. They think that they are the doer and enjoyer, otherwise there is no doer and enjoyer in any human being. So he gives little more. So let us go. Karma is done by the gunas. That is also clear. Is there anything tattva vittu mahabahu? Yes. One thing important is there. I am happy. Listening is a seeker. Satoguna is there. My mind says, no, I have confusion. Rajoguna is there. So let me remove that confusion. I am feeling lethargic, angry, agitated. I oppose these principles. That aims at self-discovery. Guna guneshu vartante. So what happens? My master, I used to say that now I feel totally stressed. So he used to say that become aware of the stress. Don't do anything. Tamoguna is doing this. Rajoguna is doing this. They will come and they will go. You are a witness of both. Why to worry? And it took me years and years to understand that part. Why? Because the moment I say I am stressed, I am already identifying with myself. My ego says that I am stressed. Real self never says I am stressed. Look at it. I may have some heaviness in the head, pain in the... No, I have lot of pain. I don't want to go. I used to give an example. You are my dearest friend. I call you, come to me. Can you come within 15 minutes? Yes, I can come. Then I call another friend. No, I don't feel like going anywhere. But he claims he is also the dearest friend. So he is guided by the tamoguna. You are guided by the satoguna. That is how we understand the relationship. It's not a big deal that we do not understand what others people are thinking. We understand that. The moment, because of your response, because the way you respond, because the way you think. So every thought has sato, rajog and tamoguna and their mixture. So we understand that. One woman told me, I told you that. One woman told me that, can it be done in one session? I said, yes. You have already been attending so many sessions. Weekly sessions for the last 1 year, there is no change. Do you agree? Yes, I agree. Then how can you think that only one session will do? And even if you think that one session will do, I'll guide you. I'll guide you. So he picks up one more point. Yes, it is the same thing, the ego, but we can understand in a different way. I like particular smartphone. I am attached. That smartphone is not me. It is outside me, hence it cannot be me. There comes the rati, trapti and tushti. See that? See another understanding. You see, yes, let me see, but is trapti, tushti and rati is there in my mind? Remove it. We can become aware of it easily. Now you're a seeker, you can easily become aware. And become aware, okay, rati, trapti, tushti has come, will make me doer, it is outside me. You start thinking in this way. That is because of the attachment on one hand and the doership on the other, and drop it. Drop it. So this is what is the way we have to live. Or you live in that state, that is